All right, guys, today is day 7. I have had 2 fish die, the Achilles and the powder blue. Unfortunately, I am not gonna keep going. I'm giving y'all a close-up of what my fish look like. It is, I'm at a point where I am not going to continue with this ruby reef treatment. I am essentially on day 7 of the 13-day process, and I've already lost a total of 3 fish, but the first one it was just too far gone and can't put it on ruby reef. But the 2 more sensitive fish to any parasite that has to do with the skin, which is the powder blue and the Achilles, are the ones that have actually passed. I know this is very arguable, but I feel like if I would have just kept going with my UV sterilizer, I could have at least managed it until I had time to tear this tank apart to fish these fish out. In my opinion, I do not recommend this product. It did not do what it's supposed to do. I followed every step to the letter. I even actually started doing the heavy treatment where some of these doses had to be done twice a day, and those I would do one at 8 a.m. and one at 8 p.m. on the 7th day. And after the powder blue that died this morning, and you could see he was really bad as of yesterday, there's no way that this is doing any good. If anything, my fish look worse since the moment I turned off the UV sterilizer. From the moment that I turned off the UV sterilizer, you could see spots here and there all over the fish. There was no scratching, nothing evident that would make them seem. We could probably sit here and argue all day. Either what the fish have is not anything that these 2 products handle. If that is the case, then I have misdiagnosed these fish. At the end of the day, what I saw to look like ick, huge dots. I know right now we saw one of the fish and it looked more powdery. What started like dots here and there to more dots here and there to more dots here and there. Very pronounced white spots to the scratching now, the breathing hard. They're not dying in the 2 to 3 days where I've experienced velvet in the past, and there's no way I've been able to save a fish from velvet. These fish are still eating, these fish are still swimming around. The very sensitive fish have been the ones to perish away. Either way, I'm in the process of going to remove some of as much rock as I can from this tank, and then I'm going to remove as much water as I can. That way I can replace the water that I've taken out with brand new water, being that this tank has, this water now has a lot of medication in it. As you can see, my anemones are not liking it. Zoas are doing fine. Some of these SPS are still have the polyps retracted. The only one that's died so far is that one right there. The other ones just look very stressed, and so I think it's just gonna benefit to remove these fish, put them in the 2 tanks that I have over there, because I already have some fish there and one fish right here that I had to take out from the peninsula because it looked to be getting some kind of fin rot. Its lips were swollen, it couldn't even eat, so I treated with Paragard and it seems to have gone away, and he seems to look a lot better, but I'm gonna keep him there for quite a bit longer. So I'm hoping that this 55 gallon and this 37 gallon will be enough for now. Once I get this fish out, I will then move some of the ones from over there into here. That way it's not full of fish pretty much. All right, guys, I'm not in the mood, to be honest. I'm very unhappy with myself. Maybe I shouldn't have trusted Ruby Reef. I kind of had a feeling it might not work, and I wanted to test it and record it, and I can't bear to lose anymore, especially with my Hawaiian fish, knowing that you cannot find them anymore. No time for dwelling on the past, and let's move forward. I'm going to take this time to remove this rock as much as I can, bring the water low like I said, fish them out, spread them through these 2 tanks. And then I am thinking I have another 4-foot or 3-foot arc from Carib Sea, along with a 2-foot arc from Carib Sea, and maybe somehow implementing that into this tank here. We'll see. For right now, my worry is to get these fish out. I'm about to go get another tub of these so that I can put the rock in there while I fish the fish out and fill them with water so it can at least keep the bacteria alive while I do all that. All right, guys, when this is done, I'll go ahead and give you an update. And all right, so we have 2.5 of the structures out. For clownfish are going to have to go into quarantine as well. If you're one of those viewers that is watching and wanting for advice, I guess, and here's what I've learned is, you know, aside from Ruby Reef, I was honestly giving it a chance, but now that I know it's not working, I'm not gonna bother opening the other bottles. I'm gonna see if I can return them and dispose of the used ones. That being said, you have to make sure that all fish go into quarantine. You cannot, even if, like, for example, the clownfish do not show any signs yet, then again, they are mostly white and hard to tell unless you catch it and maybe inspect it closely. I can see some heavy breathing, but that could be due to the stress that they're going through right now. But something to keep in mind is they have to go into quarantine, every single fish, or else there is no fallow period, because it will have something to attach to and then multiply. So just a piece of advice, make sure that you take out all your fish.